Alright, this is the third build installment of the Lego City Airport with Airplane. Set number 60502 contains 887 pieces, retails for $99.99, and set was provided by the Lego Group for early review. Thank you, Lego. And yeah, this is what we're going to be building today is the, I guess, lookout tower. I can't remember what these are called, where they observe the planes. And this is what we have done. What you see here is bags 1 through 5. So bags 1, 2, and 3 does this and the accessories, and bag 4, 5 does this. I think. I can't remember. And yeah, and I think this booklet here, which is booklet number 3, I think we're going to be doing 3 bags. Let me kind of take a peek here in booklet 4. Yeah, so we're going to be doing bags 6, 7, and 8 in this build installment. So that's pretty much what this is. And the sticker sheet. We've been slowly nibbling at this, but that's still a lot of stickers. So we got a long ways to go here. And so far we're at a 7 just due to scratch pieces. Just a little bit for stickers. Not too worried about that. And this set, it's just your typical Lego City set. I really don't care to put this one together. I thought it would be, the plane was fun, but the rest of it, not so much. Okay, let's begin. Let's build it with bag number 6. Today is, I'm trying to think here, January 11th, 2025. It's a Sunday. So happy Sunday, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Or had a good weekend. And let's see how bad this is here. We are going to hit hard on dinging down stuff today. We're going to not try to. I know some of you have noticed, even in my videos, when I do the black paper, you can see some of the pits. And like, Jay, you could ding hardcore on that. Yeah. This one's got pits in it. I mean, I've talked to Lego about it. They seem like they don't really care about quality control. So, well, maybe a 6 may change their minds. Alright. Every bag they could correct it at any time, but they choose not to. See, I'll just keep chipping away at the score. And yeah, I've failed sets before. I don't break a sweat over it, you know. So yeah, we're doing the observation tower today, and right here is where I'm going to be building. So let me get that situated there for you. And the whole point about these, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, this is more or less like a live review of the set. That means that I'm just building this live and reviewing as I go. Oh yes, these are not to be construed professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials. These are just merely my notes for the review, so I can submit it to Lego. And I will try to my best to show every angle if possible. But that may not happen. This is not like one of my building tutorials where I show everything. Okay. And yeah, that is it right there. We're going to be putting this booger together today. And my goal is today, boy, that's kind of flimsy, is to more or less get this one reviewed by tonight and maybe do another small video. I did one between, well, parts 2 and 3. So I'm trying to pack these cards in as tight as I can because they are expensive. And I know we were discussing this, and some of you have told me you didn't want me to talk about tariffs. I'm sorry, but it's part of life. You're just going to have to get used to it. Things are expensive. I did read a comment. One of you said that one of the sets were nice, but they're just overpriced in the States. Yep, I can't explain that anymore. You can probably figure out why. Yeah, but Lego hasn't gone up all that much in price. It's just you're paying more and you're really getting less at this point. So, what do they call it? Shrinkflation. But, you know, it's still a nice hobby to get into. but you just have to pace yourself in this hobby. You can't just go out and buy everything you want. I know some people who do, but this set here on this hobby is not one of them. Try getting into vacuum tubes, like I'm into vacuum tube technology, and we're talking about stuff that's made here in the States, that because a lot of the collectors want this stuff now. You're paying a pretty penny for it. So Lego is probably cheaper. It's a little cheaper than some other hobbies. Not that much though, but any type of hobby is just pricey. Okay, we're looking for a black one of these. But this set here for $100 for what we're getting, I am not too thrilled. You know, it's just your typical black and white city set. This looks more like a police station than an airport. And yeah, I prefer the friend sets even more, and I may sneak another friend set after this one here for a big one. But yeah, more or less, this is an expensive hobby, and the added fees are just not really helping it much. So, you know, if you don't like that kind of topic, I'm sorry, but it's reality. We have to face it now. Because I'm not censoring that out. I know somebody had said I should censor all that out. Well, you know, some who are newcomers into Lego, they want to get into this. It looks interesting. It looks fun. It is. It's a fun hobby. But a buddy of mine were talking about this may be a hobby strictly for the rich. Eventually, you know. By all means, Lego is not a cheap thing to invest. It's an investment toy. Because you know, if you have a set from the 60s or 70s, it's still compatible with sets from 2026. You know. And honestly, I prefer the older sets a bit more. You know. Yeah, I also sounded kind of a little out of it today. I slept good last night, but I don't know. I'm just not feeling really up to it today. I knew I had to do some filming today, but I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I got to get some stuff done. I think that's for luggage. I think that's luggage claims, I think, where you claim your luggage. And, yeah. Now, by all means, this airport is just really not up to snuff, but there are some good ideas that we could snag out of here for a custom airport. So, you know, this set's not all lost. It's just Lego City's kind of lacking today. And the thing about City is that it's really a... I mean, you look at City compared to Friends, and it's kind of bare bones. You know, Friends sets... They're friend sets, but they use a lot of unique colors. This just uses your everyday garden variety stuff. Okay, so that must be the little thing that drops the packages down there. Now this is modular. So far we've already counted up maybe 2 people can assemble the set. So I think we're working on the 3rd person now. So if you're looking for something to do with the family, or maybe something to spend time with your kids, here you go. I mean, it's a, you know, some have said, Jay, I'm looking for something that I could spend time with my family with. This is it. If you're planning on a trip, this would make a good little companion before you go on your trip. You build an airport, and take a, then you can just take a flight. Yeah, there you go. I mean, pretty much that's what it is. But I mean, I've been pretty pleased with this year's sets in general. I just have not been pleased with the packing quality. As honestly, these sets were packed like this transparent pieces weren't scuffed. Boxes were packed a little bit more with care. I wouldn't mind. These would be easy sets to get through. Easy. Okay. So it's just like we're working on baggage claim today. And the tower and stuff, if I can get that on there. And we need sticker number 2. Not too bad. I hope I ain't coming down with that flu. I just feel like I don't feel Smurfy today. I just feel kind of blah. But in addition, so this is Arrivals. Not too bad. In addition to that, okay, it just says shove it in there, and then you got to swing it down. Oh, I forgot to put the sticker on that. Whoopsie! There's more stickers. I forgot sticker number 4. Okay. We might be here for 2 hours putting stickers on. There's a whole bunch that we're going to have to place on this. Here we go. Oh, whew, I thought I put that on wrong. I'd be like, whoopsie. Well, there we go. Now that's what that looks like. Not too bad. I wish that was printed. That'd make a good little airport or a bus station, even for train stations too. But yeah, I know I've been getting more questions, people asking me though, you know, hey, how do I get into this hobby? I'm starting late. I'm an adult. I like this. It looks fun. It's fun. But also you got to pace yourself too. You don't want to go out and buy every Lego set you see. That's not going to help your budget. You may have to pick and choose. Just do what I do. Look at the box and just take a first impressions like I do, going, okay, so I get a bunch of minifigures. I get accessories. I get a vehicle. Now the box doesn't tell you if it comes with a brick separator. I wish it did. Would have been nice. Anybody asked Lego start doing it. Just put in there brick separator included, then we know. I think some of the older sets did, but hard to say really. Okay. Yeah, I got a couple of tutorials that I want to get going on, but I haven't had time to get them going. Sorry if I'm going a little fast today, but yeah, you gotta have to snug all that in there so you can see how I'm pinching that in. This sign in here is not helping out because it's really kind of hard to get in this back corner, so just do your best. Or we could just fold the sign out of the way. I guess you can't. But it looks good to me. Not that bad at all. We're almost done here. Wow, 2x3 bricks, especially in yellow. Basic yellow, man, that's kind of rare. Oh, I thought it was one of those outside corners for a house. I was like, oh, I haven't seen those in years, but no, I've seen that a million times. Okay, maybe you haven't, but for me, I haven't. I haven't seen a bunch of them yet. But I think this would be honestly, I'm not interested into this one all that much, but I'm sure for a younger builder, maybe with a family, this is going to be fun. This will be real fun. It's something fun to spend with the kids before vacation. Or if you're bored during summertime and you're like me, cooped up at home doing chores, yeah. And that's it for bag 6. I mean, it's nice looking, but I'm hoping we're going to cover that up. I think we will. And there's no pieces remaining. Wow, that's unusual. Okay, now we're going to be focusing on bag 7, which is pretty much a continuation. So this one is just for baggage claim. Okay. I have a gut feeling. Let's pour this one out first, as it's already in my hand. I think I may have found the other day some construction paper. I might use just kind of curve up the back here, but I got to be careful because paper is not as sturdy as a piece of Formica. Oh my goodness! All right, let me take a look here and I'll show you. Some people say, why don't I just knock off a flat rate? You could just see that. You know, for a $100 set, I shouldn't see this Lego. So $5 it is. Homie ain't playing that today. Homie the Clown, if you know who that is. From, what was that show in Living Color from the 90s? Alright. I don't care too much about these, but even these are getting scuffed. I mean, yeah, Lego needs to really take care on packing. If I have to fail sets, I will do such that. All right, back to where we were. Okay, let's take our scratch window. We need to put it on here. You know what I'm going to do? Kind of do it like that there. And we'll put it right there and beep, 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 right there. Perfect, right? Better one or better two? I haven't even got my chores done for anything yet. But I woke up this morning and there was more chores waiting for me. My mom and my girlfriend were like, can you do this stuff for me? I'm like, sure. And right when I was coming back here to film, oh, can you do this and that for me real quick? This should only take 5 minutes. Yeah, it took about an hour. So I'm finally getting to it in the afternoon, filming stuff. And this is like my relaxation, to get away from computers, technology, that kind of thing. And I was doing computer work. And then helping set up for taxes and stuff. And I was telling my bunch, it's like, well, I got to get my taxes going first. I've started on a little bit of it, just not too much, because I'm not really too thrilled with giving my money to the rich people. So I can take my time on that. I hope we're not going to put any more stickers on this, though. But yeah, I just don't want to deal with it today. I'm just tired. I'm just hoping I ain't coming down with that nasty flu everybody else is getting. Oh, did I forget to put a piece up there? Oh, I did. Let me take that out. I forgot something here. That goes in there like that. Okay. And then this goes on the top. I was like, what? And of course, if you can't get yours in, just start wiggling things in. That's the only way. So, last night we were looking at campgrounds on the map. And my girlfriend's like, is there anything close to us? Like, is there anything really close? Like, no more than 20 miles. So we looked. There's some in town, but they're more like resorts. You got to have like a fifth wheel. And fifth wheel or a travel trailer. I said, yeah, that's not really my style of camping, but I don't have any of that stuff. And she goes, well, why don't you just get like a trailer or something? I'm like, oh, I don't even have experience towing trailers. I said, let alone backing those in those tiny little spots. That's just a little too much. So it's like, no. I'd rather sleep in a tent, because the less I have to set up is the less I have to tear down. That means more time enjoying the scenery than, of course, if you had a motorhome, it would be easier. If I had a motorhome, I can just park it, hit the leveling button, and level it out, and then I'm on my way, but I don't have another car unless I tow a car behind it. And I like to travel light on vacation because my goal is to enjoy the sights. I'm not that, I'm not that type of person who just wants to sit at the campsite and just watch life pass by. If I could do that, I'll sit on my front porch doing that. But I'm looking for adventures for my bunch and I to do. Something maybe we can hike to and explore. Maybe carry a picnic with lunch with us, all that stuff. Not too bad, I must have forgot to hit the reset button on this. Whoopsie. Alright. But, pretty much just kind of browsing the maps. I need sticker number 3, and that is departure on that tile. And I can't remember. I got to remember to put that big sticker, and I think that's oh, so this is sticker number 1, my bad. So we were just kind of looking at things to do. As long as it has a flush toilet, she don't care. So that's what we're looking for. Outhouses don't bother me at all, but I like to have the convenience of running water and stuff. So yeah. One of my buddies says, why don't you just lie to her? No, I'm not going to do that. I would not be having a Smurfy good time if I did. But we were just kind of looking at the map and stuff, just seeing what's out there. What kind of things are to do. So, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to be at home doing Lego all summer. Of course, it's going to get hotter and hotter this year. Hopefully it doesn't. Right now it's like in the 50s outside. Next week will be in the 60s. That's when I'm going to... I found a few places to get my car inspected and smogged, so that's good news there. So I just got to call them up tomorrow and see if they take appointments or walk-ins. And a lot of places are just walk-ins. So I'm going to ask them and find out. And if they are walk-ins, that means I'm going to be shining a seat with my rear while I'm waiting for my turn. So I'm going to wait probably until Tuesday, because usually that's when people go to work anyways, and just do it that time. Because it's less time I have to spend down there. And I don't like going into town all that much. So for me, yeah, you know, it doesn't seem too exciting. So the second floor here, and that's what we have remaining for bag 7, is basically just a room for departures. It's just a departure room with a pass-through, 2 pass-throughs. And so far, you know, because there's going to be 2 walls here, so you're not going to see this at all. But so far, it's just kind of plain and boring to me. This is not like a friend said. This one just feels kind of stripped. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm just not too thrilled with this one. All right, I think we're going to wrap up this installment here with bag 8. And I want to thank everyone. Whoa, where are you going? Don't you dare fall out of my hand. I want to thank everyone on my main channel for being contributors. It's always a big help, as well as Patreon supporters. That's much appreciative. In addition, thank you to everyone taking the time to check out my Rebrickable profile, downloading building guides. And in addition, the likes, comments, subscribes, all that stuff is a big help too. There's always ways to help on this channel. And I notice I've been forgetting to say that jingle in my shorter videos, so I gotta remember that. There was 2 of them that I caught that I didn't do that. I thought, well, I'm gonna have to sneak in the shout out list. It's the least that I can do, right? Okay, now we need this. Now this already had scratches when I inspected it the first time, so I'm not worried about that. So we need to build us a minifigure here. Oh, we got a 10 stud dish. I think that's what that is. Yeah, because this is a great for umbrellas. I mean, it's plain boring white, but yeah, I mean, I don't mean to be sounding ranty, but I'm kind of just tired of chores. If you're a kid and you always complain about chores, yeah, it gets a little more too much during the holiday, or not holidays, when you're an adult. Okay, and that's who he is. Could be a flight attendant or the manager, we don't know, and he's got a slick back. And not too bad at all. And yeah, put him right there. And, or he could be the guy that's, I forgot the name. I know that they're, out here in the States, they're short people who observe the flights. I can't remember what they were called. There's a name, if I can, I'm trying to jog my memory on it here. Like that, right there. So, I'm trying to remember their name. Yeah, not airplane observers. Oh my, air traffic controllers. That's the air traffic control tower. There we go. I knew I was going to get that right, so I got to make a note when I write these out. Air traffic control tower right there, because I'll forget. Now these are nice pieces. I wish Lego would make these straight and stuff, but they don't. Okay, that's the swimming pool for the air traffic controllers to swim in. Not too bad. But all around, though, if I was building this with my family, this would be a fun little family set. Imagine it being hot outside. Let's say it's summertime. It's like in the 90s or 100 degrees. And maybe to some of you guys, probably 35, 40 Celsius. Miserably hot. Yeah, this would be a good one here to get you away from the heat. Well, it's not going to do any good if I put it in the wrong way. And we're not done with that yet. No, 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 we are not done. I mean, is this going to fit inside here? But we got all these lights here, but we're not doing anything with it. They look like little LEDs. Yeah, I still have never been... I mean, I've been into airports, but never into a... Oh, we got to put 4 little hands on that little turntable. Like that, except it's turning. Oh no, we're going to have to straighten that out, huh? Boy, that's going to be tough. Lego, why don't you have me put the hands on it first instead of these? Because you got to start it. I mean, of course, I'm working on it at an angle. I'm not working on a flat surface because I do not have... you can't see what I'm doing if I'm working down here. I might be letting you guys out early so far today. I don't know. Hopefully I can. Right now I'm editing a bunch of videos. No reviews or no tutorials, just reviews. I'm hoping to get a tutorial edited tonight. And yeah, that sits right in here. Okay, well, how is that supposed to go in, huh? You may have to guess at that. There we go. Oh, I hope I didn't... Oh, I did put it in the wrong way. I couldn't tell. Let's pop it out. Did I... Okay, Lego, I'm going to ding this thing down to a 5.5 right now, and I'm going to explain why here. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys, just for proof for those who are non-believers, this is why we do this. I'm sure they probably have a revised copy. You build that whole thing there first. You build this thing here. And you got to stick this down and hope you do it right. Alright? Why didn't they have us put this in here? Then I can see the orientation of it. And if I make a mistake, I can easily remove it and then put this in here. I know there's going to be somebody out there who's messed up on this. Oh, now I see why you can't get that in there. Because you can't get these in here. Okay, so... how do we do this? I'm going to ding it down to a 5 because now I got to take it all apart. Okay, yeah. Typical city quality. Let's rip that off again. I'm not too happy with this one now. Before somebody cusses me out, says my skill set. I shouldn't have to do this. You know, it should have been, they should have just had us built it up there, would have been a lot easier. Setting that in there, and if you put that in wrong, you're going to have to do what I did. And yeah, so I say that the instructions are not quite friendly to follow here on this. But that's what it's supposed to look like there. So when you're watching this, just don't do what I did. But that was not very Smurfy how Lego did that. That was just kind of, I don't know what they were thinking there. They should have just have it built it right there. Build it onto this would be a lot easier. If you put it in wrong like I did, that's going to be a problem. Okay. Now I'm going to turn my attention back down here because now we're going to be putting together the this thing here. All right. First off, okay, this was hiding it. Put that upside down. We're doing the air traffic control tower. Yeah, the way I feel today, I hope I ain't coming down with something. I just feel kind of blah. If it is the flu, well, I'll make sure I have plenty of ice water sitting by my bed while I'm recuperating. That means I will not be doing video. Well, I might be doing tutorials or builds. Tutorials I don't like to do. Reviews, or, you know, that kind of thing. These are kind of a cool piece to have. I really don't have a use for them, but they're just cool. Okay. But that's the whole intent of doing these style reviews, is to walk you through a set. I can't guarantee that I'm going to get it right. Imagine somebody cussing me out on that. I haven't had anybody do that lately since I've been putting the disclaimers in the videos. You know, these are just boo-boos if I make them. This is a nice piece. I wish it wasn't scratched. Matter of fact, I wish I had two of these, but not in this. I wish they were black or dark gray. They're not, but the scratches on it just kind of make this feel kind of used and cheap. You may want to get in here and kind of pinch that down a bit. And that's actually the ceiling there, so I'm working backwards here for a bit. And we got to make two of these. But I mean, it's not a bad build. It's just not my taste. It's just rather I feel like I could be doing something else. But I don't have a lot of airports. Or I have some airplanes, mostly just helicopters. I have the Friends plane, I believe, but I do not have a city plane. This plane here is a good base for me to start off of. So if you want me to do custom planes or jets, let me know. I'll see if I can put one together of my own creation. I have a lot of the parts to make them, but not the top part with the door. So now I think I have all the stuff to make an official mock out of one and just kind of have fun with it. You see my fifth wheels, yeah, those will get pretty in detail inside. Matter of fact, the plane would be heavier than a house or something, I don't know. Hard to say. Yeah, but I think what killed this set off is the scratch parts, and we're not even done yet. So no, you know, I haven't even finished yet. I may just do is, if I see any more scratch pieces, keep it at a 5 and just chip away for group build and stuff like that. Which this one here is a group valued project, so this one here wouldn't be too bad. Okay, now we're ready to join these together, and now I see why. Yes, orientation is going to be critical here because these are going to fit inside of these clips. So what I'm going to do here is just keep my fingers crossed and pray to get that in there. Now I would have thought of another way to do this. You just have to wiggle it in, just keep rotating it, and there you go. I mean, it looks good on the front. Looks like somebody sliced the back of it off here. Okay, now it looks like we're building maybe a seat or something inside. I'm not sure what this is yet until we get to it. It doesn't look like it belongs with this set. Yeah, even my asthma today was just kind of flaring up, but I think I'm coming down with some. I think I just need to slow it down. I think because every time I wake up, I'm getting more and more chores, and I just don't have, like, my vacation time. I've been off. I have a month left. I have about 4 weeks, 3.5, 4 weeks, and all I've done is chores and work-related stuff, like stuff around the house. I have not even had a chance to even get to just sitting back, eating junk food, playing video games. Haven't done any of that stuff. So if you're a kid, enjoy it, because the fun stuff ends. And yeah, last night we were on a Discord call and we had like a 3-point-something earthquake out here. I was just sitting, and next thing you know, I just felt, I heard a loud rumble, and everything shook for probably about 5 or 6 seconds. And it's like, oh, we had an earthquake. Oh, are you okay? Yeah, it's fine. Just your typical earthquakes out here. And then, not so far. So nothing special. I mean, I've had earthquakes happen when I'm filming these, so something rattling in there. What's this thing here? Alright, so you got to put this on here because we got to put sticker number 7 on this. And I hate putting them on these signs, because taking them off those, they just stick really bad to them. And so we got this. Now I wish this was printed. It's not, so we're kind of we're kind of smurf out of luck here with that. I didn't quite get that on straight. Yeah, it is what it is. And then trying to set that in there without all this coming apart, which is what it's doing right now. Like that. And then we got to put the seat on here. Okay. Now we need, I've got to put the swivel base on the seat. My bad. Whoopsie. We're going to put it on here. This would be easier to attach it at the base. For me anyways. So this thing here is starting to get all kind of brittle and falling apart. Just keep squeezing it back together. And then after that, it sits right here. Okay. So what they did here is that this kind of just fits in there. So this is easy to set in. Just push that right down in those tubes, and then your sweet swivels, you can put your sig fig in there, or your minifigure, or whatever it is. Not too bad at all. And yeah, that wraps that up right there. Okay, now we're going to be focusing on the top here. And let's get that going. This shouldn't take too long. I'm starting to get a little bit parched. So I'm hoping to get this guy filmed today. And I found out what was wrong with my iPhone. Basically, the thing is just overheating. For it being such a new phone, I'm going to take it down to the Apple store and say, hey, this thing, it's not even warm, and it just tells me it's overheating. And I'm just thinking, that's kind of for what I paid for it, it shouldn't do any of that. So I'm kind of disappointed about it. Oh, that's really nice. Air traffic control tower. But no, we're not done yet. We can't tell where the planes are at. We got to put the thing on the top that spins like a helicopter. Okay. Yeah, but back to the expense of this hobby. It's not a... I'm going to put my notches right there. Or well, maybe not. We want to put them facing down just so I don't see them. So I'm going to rotate them with the hole here. And then... but if you're worrying about the price of Lego... but you want to get into this, the only thing I could say is check your flea markets, check a family. Sometimes the kids are done playing with Lego, they don't want to do it anymore, and it's understandable. Okay, so that's pretty much what that is. Alright, and then now at the very end we attach it to this. Now when it's at the very end, it's a modular build. So indeed, Lego is not lying to us, because now we can focus on this here. And that concludes this build. And this is what we have remaining. Not too bad, huh? Okay, while I'm assembling this, we're going to tackle Summation of Thoughts. And yeah, we've done a lot of the stickers in this one, but we haven't quite finished yet. We got to marry these two pieces together. So the best way to do is just kind of rock them into place. Sometimes, let's do it this way here, because it might be easy to see. You can don't pinch this; it might break. You can see where this is starting to bend. Now, what I would have done differently is I would have just used a regular, like a Technic cross axle, and then put a friction pin on one side. Would have been enough. Just work it in a little bit, and there you go. But so far, the build is, I'm going to say build quality is average on this. I'm not going to say this is anything spectacular. It just looks like you're just ordinary garden variety city set. Just not too pleased with it. And yeah, I don't know. I can't remember what I did with the thumbnail. Let me get my iPad out here. But I mean, if you're interested in a group build, here you go. You know what? I don't want to turn on Wi-Fi right now. But I'm pretty happy with the build. Like my build experience is average because it's just the colors. But I'm pretty happy with it, that it's the fact that it is a group build. And I'm just checking to see how I filmed this. Okay, that would be more than enough here. That's all I'm going to show here for the thumbnail. And yeah, so at the end of the day, a family of 4 can put this one together. But I hope yours, if you're getting this, does not come in the condition mine did. Because I'm not too pleased with that at all. I'm just going to put these away here because the next installment we're going to be working on the other half of this. This set could be a companion with another one that they mentioned on the box, but it's not necessary. So I'm not going to say that you have to buy 2 sets in order to get a full airport. Now, if you want to expand on this, you're going to have to do some heavy mods to it. I could hold it in, but not too bad. And I'm pretty pleased with so far how it is. It's just the colors. Just imagine if this was tan, maybe add this as red, just make it look really colorful. This one just looks bland, you know. But I'm pretty pleased that it is a group build, but tell me what you think.